Welcome to A Quest for Metal and welcome to another Battle of the Bands. This time, symphonic metal giants Nightwish versus symphonic / prog metal giants Epica. The Battle of the Bands. Who is gonna win? Let's find out. So as we've done on the previous videos like Incantation versus Immolation and stuff like that, it's the debut versus a debut, the sophomore versus a sophomore, so on and so on, till we crown a victor. And this one is hard because I love both bands. Loved them for years, always will, and yeah, it's going to be ridiculous. So before I get started with my list, let me know your favourites down below. How would they win? How would they rank up for you? And let's get on with the carnage. So first up, Angels Fall First versus the Phantom Agony. Oh, this is hard already. I actually really like Angels Fall First. I know some people don't, but I actually really like that album. Tutankhamun is a fucking amazing song. I love Taj's vocals on the debut. I think it's underrated as fuck. The Carpenter, yeah. But The Phantom Agony by Epica is a better album. I gotta give it to Epica. Like, I mean, Cry for the Moon, The Phantom Agony itself, such a rager of a song. That debut just kickstarted them into stardom. I know Nightwish's did as well, but I feel like Nightwish's other albums kind of did it a bit better. So for me, the first winner is Epica with The Phantom Agony, which is just amazing. I mean, Cry for the Moon is the first song I heard by Epica, and it got me into the band as a whole, so I gotta give it to Phantom Agony for this one. Next up, Oceanborn, chilling in the little ocean, like, versus Consigned to Oblivion. Now, I love both these albums, and actually, even though I heard Cry for Moon first, I actually had Consigned to Oblivion first on record. And that was the first one I had of Epica. So I hold a soft spot for the album, but on re-listening to the discographies, it's not the best Epica album. There's a lot of ballads, which is fine. I love the ballads, because Simone is a beautiful singer. So is pretty much every Nightwish singer as well. But Oceanborn is just miles better for me. Oceanborn is miles better. The songs on it just hit harder. It's just a better structured album as well. The songs are just more meaningful. It's more engaging. It's just a better album overall, you know? It's just a better album overall. And the art's even better. Sorry, Epica. I love Consigned to Oblivion, but you are falling short compared to the mighty Oceanborn. Let's move on. Divine Conspiracy versus Wishmaster. This is an easy one for me. Because Divine Conspiracy is my favourite Epica album of all time. It's probably one of my favourite symphonic metal albums of all time. Chasing the Dragon, Divine Conspiracy, I adore these like longer, more progressive styling songs, and they kind of shifted from symphonic to progressive on this album, I think, onwards. So this marked the transition, and I love this album. I love it to pieces. Wishmaster's great as well, but I feel like Wishmaster's not one of the best Nightwish albums, just for me personally. It's still good, because there's no bad Nightwish album, but for me personally, Oceanborn and even Angels Fall First, I prefer to Wishmaster. I'm sorry, but I just do. It's how the cookie crumbles. But Wishmaster, the song, beautiful. But yeah, Epica's winning this one. Century Child versus Design Your Universe. Now, I love Design Your Universe. This is stupidly hard. Stupidly hard, because I adore most of the songs on that album. Burn to a cinder. Fucking love it. But Century Child is just as goddamn good, and it might be one of the best Nightwish albums, for me anyway. This pains me. This is the hardest one so far. Easily the hardest one so far. Ooh, I don't know what to pick. Century Child's so good as well. The Phantom of the Opera is there inside your mind. The best Phantom of the Opera song. Yeah, I gotta go with Nightwish. It's just, it's by a fraction for this one. By a fucking fraction, because Design Your Universe, the song, killer. And I think White Waters is the song, with Sonata Arctica singer. Great. So I adore it. But Century Child, it's too good. Now for Requiem for the Indifferent versus Once by Nightwish. Requiem for the Indifferent, a cool, more heavier sounding Epica album, but I feel like it's amazing. Epica doesn't really have any bad albums, but this is my least favourite Epica album, and Once is my favourite Nightwish album, so I wonder what I'm going to pick. Tarja on Once is amazing. Nemo is the song that got me into them. This is the album I love like the most by the band. Every single song on here, fucking amazing. Like, absolutely mind-blowing. I adore it from start to finish. Requiem for the Indifferent's good as well from start to finish, but not mind-blowing. So I gotta go with a mind-blowing pick. Once, one of my favourite albums of all time. It's coming here. Now, Dark Passion Play versus the Quantum Enigma. Now this one, I really like Dark Passion Play actually. It gets a lot of hate. Annette came in as a singer. I like the kind of more poppy nature, the kind of catchy stuff on this album. So I actually really like it. But the Quantum Enigma is a masterpiece of an album. They just upped their game from Requiem for the Indifferent, which was kind of like, it's pretty good, it's alright, to this is a massive leap. Like, they just increased, like, songwriting, the vocals, just everything on this album hits, and it hits nuclear. So Epica is mopping the floor with Nightwish on this one, I'm afraid. Even though I love Dark Passion Play. But, Epica, they fucking slayed it on this album. Now, Imaginarium versus the Holographic Principle. Another hard one. Imaginarium has a cool concept, really cool songs. I actually reacted to it on the channel. It was really fun. But I'm going to go with Epica again. Epica? What's going on? Having a stroke. I'm going to go with Epica again because the Holographic Principle just has so many cool, catchy, and heavy songs. This is the heaviest Epica album. It's a very metallic sounding one, but the solos rip. The songs just get better and better, and it's just as good as some of the classics, just as good as some of the classic Nightwish ones. And I prefer Dark Passion Play to Imaginarium. Some people say Imaginarium is the best. Cool, good for you. For me, Tarja stuff, probably my favourites. But yeah, Epica, winning again. And now we come to the last pick, the last one, because Epica only has one album and Nightwish has two. So it's going to be 2 versus 1. This is going to be a decider. I think this is going to be the decider. Who's going to come out on top? So, Endless Form's Most Beautiful and Human to Nature. Both with Floor, who's one of the greatest vocalists of all time. Versus Omega by Epica. So, Endless Form's Most Beautiful. Really cool album, but, and here comes the but, I don't like Floor's studio albums as much as her singing live. Like, I much prefer her singing the other Nightwish songs live than their own songs, if you know what I mean. I just think the songwriting's better on the other albums, but Floor's a better singer. It's kind of like that. I like them live more than the studios. And that goes for both albums. Human to Nature's very good. I prefer it to Endless Forms. But the second disc, old classical, is cool, but yeah, it's not my cup of tea. But Omega blew my socks off. I adored it from start to finish. So many long songs in it, it was great. I can't wait to see them on the Omega tour as well, so biased here. Epica's winning, which means Epica wins the Battle of the Bands. And even though it's against 2 other albums, I'm still picking Omega. I'm still doing it. So yeah, Epica wins the Battle of the Bands. What do you think down below? Who would win for you? Remember, I love both these bands. All these albums are really good. So yeah, there's no winners, there's no losers. It's all just a bit of fun. So let me know what you'd want in the next Battle of the Bands, and we'll see you again on another Quest for Metal.